City of Stevens Point Redevelopment Authority meeting, recorded April 13, 2021.
Alrighty, it's 3 p.m. I will call the April 13th meeting of the Redevelopment Authority to order. Item number 1, roll call.
Slice.
Here.
Gardner.
Here.
Kneebone. Still can't hear you, but we do see that you're here. So, Cooper.
Here.
Cavender.
Here.
Laddick.
Here.
And Barrett.
Here.
We have a quorum, 7-0.
Good. Number 2, persons who wish to address the board on a specific agenda item other than a public hearing must register their request at this time. Those who wish to address the board during a public hearing are not required to identify themselves until the public hearing is declared open by the chair. We have no public hearings on the agenda. Number 3, public comment for pre-registered individuals for matters appearing on the agenda. Anybody there, Director?
No, sir.
Alrighty, then we'll move on. Item number 4, I would say, discussion and action on the acquisition of 1700 Strongs Avenue. Director?
This is a follow-up from our last meeting. Both the Planning Commission and City Council have approved the acquisition of 1700 Strongs. That's the church on the corner of Strongs and Brawley. And the total cost, less the special assessment the city has, is still right around the $24,000 mark. The county is very eager to transfer this over to the city. And so this is the last step, would be for formal approval on the acquisition of 1700 Strongs. I did provide a tentative timeline, update a little bit, because we're a few weeks off from the original timeline, which we had hoped to acquire this by the end of March. But I would say a few weeks in government is pretty good. So.
What type of action would you like on this item?
Formal action to acquire the property.
Alrighty. Commission, any comments, questions?
Motion by the act for approval for purchase 1700 Strongs.
I'll
We have a
second it.
motion.
Cavender seconds.
There's the second. Any comments, discussion? Director will take the roll.
Slice.
Aye.
Gardner.
Aye.
Kneebone.
Aye.
Cooper.
Aye.
Cavender.
Aye.
Laddick.
Aye.
Barrett.
Aye.
7-0.
Motion adopted. Number 5, discussion and action on the issuance of a request for proposals for the redevelopment and or repurposing of 1700 Strongs Avenue. Director.
Before you this afternoon is the request for proposal and offer to purchase packet that we would hopefully be sending out sometime this week. That just outlines the city of Stevens Point and does a little introduction and then dives into the property itself. So what we would be asking for are either proposals to repurpose the property or to redevelop the property. So it could stay as a physical structure, or it could be torn down and redeveloped for some other purpose. So we left it fairly open-ended intentionally, just knowing that the state of the property is fairly unknown at this time. As outlined in the RFP, I have gone through it a few times with the building inspection department. We've identified what we can visually see as being an issue. However, once a developer gets in there to do their own due diligence, they might realize that the foundation is shot and what is so worthwhile to keep the property as currently structured, that's worthwhile or not. So that is pretty much what's here this afternoon. I know, Mr. Gardner, you had provided some opinions on changing a few items within the RFP. I have no issues implementing those as well if you wanted to go through them. But the request this afternoon would be to approve the RFP with any changes that the authority may have.
Commissioners, your thoughts?
Mr. Chairman, I did send an email to Ryan. If Ryan, maybe you want to just go through those real quickly so the benefit of the rest of the committee.
Mr. Gardner provided me an email that number one, he would suggest calling more attention to the successful applicant's demonstration of financial capacity to complete the project. Within the RFP, there's only one sentence addressing that specific topic. Perhaps examples of demonstrated financial capability could be included in the bullet point section, such as cash funds available or loan commitments or something of the like. Number two, we could emphasize the criteria used to judge a successful project. He assumes it's the one based on that meets the project goals. You can make it clear that dollar value is not the only or primary criteria to use. And then a question of whether or not we could shorten the time between review of the proposals in June and a fall selection.
Commissioners, your thoughts?
Ryan, you have gone through the building now, correct?
Correct.
I was in the building quite a bit in the 1990s. My daughter danced there. And that had started out with the dance floor on the church part on the main floor. And the basement was the residence of the family. And then the family moved to a new residence, and they kind of remodeled the basement into another dance area. But they also had a kitchen in there in addition to the bathroom. And I'm wondering, the water had damaged all of that in the basement then?
Yeah, so there was a pretty massive leak in the basement and damaged much of the floor of the basement, and there is some black mold in the basement as well. Obviously, it's uninhabitable as is and is in pretty rough shape. However, the first floor where the dance studio was, I mean, kind of outlined within some of the photos, if you click on any of the links, the woodwork is in very good shape. The stained glass, for the most part, is in very good shape. And so there is some salvageability on the first floor. It's going to really depend on what they can do in the basement, whether or not they can repurpose the structure itself or not.
Further questions? What are your wishes?
Mr. Chairman, this is John Gardner. I would approve of a motion to approve the issuance of the request for proposal as outlined with the amendments that I had suggested that apparently the chairman or the director is going to incorporate.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second. Alder Bone here.
We have a second. Further discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I did have a question. Would it be helpful if the city were to put a for sale sign on the front? It would do two things maybe. One, it would notify the neighborhood that something's happening. And secondly, it might make the public more aware that there's an opportunity to redevelop the site.
I think that's a good idea. We could incorporate that within your motion.
That'd be acceptable to me.
Acceptable second. Mary saying yes. Any other discussion? Director will take the roll.
Slice,
Aye.
Gardner,
Aye.
Ebone,
Aye.
Cooper,
Aye.
Kaminer,
Aye.
Planik,
Aye.
Barrett,
Aye.
7-0.
Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you for everybody taking time out this afternoon so we could get this business taken care of, and hopefully we'll get some warmer weather and drier pretty soon.
A video of this meeting is available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.